Hello, history enthusiasts, and welcome to DO Research Hub. And today, we're embarking on an exciting journey through time as we uncover the captivating history of the Cholas, an ancient Indian dynasty that left an indelible mark on our nation's legacy. Chola Economy. The main sources of revenue were land revenue and trade taxes. The Chola rulers issued gold, silver, and copper coins. At the local level, agricultural settlements served as the foundation for commercial towns Nagaram, which served as redistribution centers for externally produced items bound for consumption in the local economy as well as sources of products made by Nagaram artisans for international trade. The elite merchant groups, Samyam, who organized and dominated the region's international maritime trade were at the top of this economic pyramid. Cotton cloth was one of the most important items exported to other countries. Uraiyur, the early Chola rulers' capital, was a well-known center for cotton textiles, which were praised by Tamil poets. Metal crafts reached their pinnacle during the 10th and 11th centuries, thanks to the patronage of Chola rulers such as Kembian Madevi. Wood steel was a significant export item. Farmers held some of the highest positions in society. A brisk internal trade in several articles was conducted by organized mercantile corporations in various parts of the country. Metal industries and jewelers' art had advanced to a high level of excellence. The production of sea salt was supervised and controlled by the government. Merchants were organized into guilds to conduct business. Foreign trade. Chola, foreign trade. The Cholas excelled in foreign trade and maritime activity, extending their reach to China and Southeast Asia. Southern India had developed extensive maritime and commercial activity by the end of the 9th century. South Indian guilds played an important role in interregional and international trade. The main trading partners were the Chinese Tang Dynasty, the Srivijaya Empire under the Salandras, and the Abbasid Caliphate in Baghdad. The dynasty must also be credited with the emergence of a global market. It was crucial in connecting China's markets to the rest of the world. The Chola dynasty's market structure and economic policies were more conducive to large-scale, cross-regional market trade than the Chinese Song dynasty. Chola Society. Several guilds, communities, and castes arose during the Chola period. The guild was one of South India's most important institutions, and merchants organized themselves into guilds. The Managramam and Ayavol guilds were the most well-known, but other guilds such as Anjavanam and Valangier also existed. Farmers held some of the highest positions in society. The Vellalar community comprised the country's nobility or landed aristocracy and was an economically powerful group. Under the Chola rulers, the Vellalar community was the dominant secular aristocratic caste, providing courtiers, most army officers, lower ranks of the bureaucracy, and the upper layer of the peasantry. The people of the core Chola region were able to live productive and contented lives as a result of the region's stability. Military. Chola, military. The Chola dynasty had a strong military, with the king serving as supreme commander. It had 4 components: cavalry, elephant corps, several infantry divisions, and a navy. There were bowmen and swordsman regiments, with the swordsmen being the most permanent and dependable troops. The Chola army was stationed in local garrisons or military camps known as Kodagams throughout the country. Elephants were important in the army, and the dynasty had many war elephants. To protect their cities, the Chola rulers constructed a number of palaces and fortifications. The fortifications were primarily constructed of bricks, but other materials such as stone, wood, and mud were also used. The Chola dynasty's soldiers fought with steel weapons such as swords, bows, javelins, spears, and shields. The famous wood steel, which has a long history in South India dating back before the Christian era, appears to be used to make weapons as well. The army was made up of people from various castes, but warriors from the Kaikalar and Vellalar castes played a significant role. The Chola navy represented the pinnacle of ancient India's sea power. It played a vital role in the expansion of the empire, including the conquest of the Ceylon Islands and naval raids on Srivijaya. The Chola rulers supported a martial art known as Silambam. Chola, art and architecture. Chola architecture is associated with the imperial Cholas, who ruled southern India, including most of what is now Tamil Nadu, from 850 to 1250 CE. The Chola period was characterized by constant innovation in the fields of architecture and art. The Chola architecture was created by utilizing the enormous wealth gained through their aggressive conquest in endless wars against several Southeast Asian kingdoms. Under the Cholas, the Dravidian style of art and architecture reached its pinnacle. Temple construction was prolific during Rajaraja Chola's reign of 1009 years. Rajaraja I's Brihadiswara Temple in Tanjore is a work of art in South Indian art and architecture. The Vimana, Ardhamandapa, Mahamandapa, and a large pavilion in front known as the Nandi Mandapa make up the structure. Tanjore's magnificent Shiva temple is known as Rajarajeswara or Brihadiswara Temple. Rajaraja Chola, Rajaraja I, commissioned and completed this temple around 1009. Another notable Chola contribution to temple architecture is Rajendra I's Shiva temple at Gangakondakalapuram. Later Chola temples include the Airavatesvara temple in Tanjore district and the Kampaharesvara temple in Tribhuvanam. Shiva, the primary deity of Chola temples, is depicted as a massive lingam set in a two-story sanctum. Through painted murals and sculptures, the wall surrounding the lingam was depicted with a mythological narrative. Chola, bronze statues of Nataraja. Chola bronzes are famous all over the world. The bronze statues of Nataraja and dancing Shiva are works of art. Chola Queen Sembiyan Mahadevi erected Nataraja's oldest freestanding stone sculptures. Nataraja statues depict dancing Shiva and date from the 10th century AD Chola Empire. It also represents Lord Shiva smiling while dancing, demonstrating the calm and energetic personality he possesses. The dance postures represent the universe's creation, preservation, and destruction. Chola paintings have been discovered on the walls of Narthamalai and Tanjore temples. Chola paintings. Narthamalai contains Chola paintings. The most important Chola paintings were discovered in Tanjore's Brihadiswara temple. The paintings were created on the walls of the shrine's narrow passageway. 2 layers of paintings were discovered in the Brihadeshwara temples. The upper layer was completed in the 16th century during the Nayak period. The Chola paintings in the temple depict Lord Shiva's narration, Shiva as Kailash, Shiva as Tripurantaka, Shiva as Nataraja, a portrait of the patron Rajaraja and his mentor Kuruvar, dancing figures, and so on. Chola literature. The imperial Chola era was a golden age of Tamil culture, characterized by the prominence of literature. Many works, including the Rajarajeswara Nadakam, Viranakavyam, and Kanivana Puranam, are mentioned in Chola records. Tirudikativar's Javaka Chintamani and Talamali's Sulamani are 2 notable works by non-Hindu authors. Buddhamitra, a grammarian, wrote Virasoliam, a text on Tamil grammar. Commentaries have been written on the great text Tolkappiyam, which deals with grammar but also mentions warfare ethics. Periyapuranam was another outstanding literary work from this era. During the reign of Kulothunga III, Kamban flourished. Nanal is a work on Tamil grammar from the Chola period. It covers all 5 areas of grammar. Under the patronage of the rulers, the period was especially significant for the development of Telugu literature. It was the era in which the great Telugu poets Tikana, Katana, Marana, and Samana contributed to the literature. Religion. Chola, religion. In general, Cholas practiced Hinduism. They were not swayed by the rise of Buddhism and Jainism as the Pallava and Pandya dynasties were. Kosanganan, an early Chola, was revered as a Hindu saint in both Sangam literature and the Shaivite canon. While the Cholas did construct their most important and largest temple dedicated to Shiva. This is supported by the fact that the second Chola king, Aditya I, 871–903 CE, constructed temples for both Shiva and Vishnu. There are allegations of intolerance towards Vaishnavites, particularly their Acharya, Ramanuj, during the period of the later Cholas. Even though Chola emperors like Rajaraja Chola I held titles like Sivapadasekharan, none of their inscriptions declared that their clan only and solely followed Shaivism or that Shaivism was the state religion during their rule. Decline of Cholas. Decline of Cholas. The Cholas were quite weak under Rajaraja Chola III and later, his successor Rajendra Chola III, and thus faced constant trouble. The growing influence of the Hoslas replaced the declining Chalukyas as the main player in Kannada country at the end of the 12th century, but they, too, faced constant trouble from the Saunas and Kalachuris, who were occupying Chalukya capital because those empires were their new rivals. One of the causes of inefficiency that led to the empire's demise was dishonesty and infiltration of armed forces in the empire's final days. Corruption played a significant role in the dynasty's demise. The Cholas could not accept their defeat at the hands of the Pandyas. With Kanchipuram already in the hands of the Telugu Cholas, the remaining Chola territories passed to the Pandyan king. The Chola dynasty ended in 1279, when King Maravarman Kulasekara Pandyan I defeated Rajendra Chola III and established Pandya rule. Conclusion. The Chola dynasty, 300 CE, 1300 CE, was a Tamil kingdom in southern India that ruled for over a millennium. As one of the three crowned kings of Tamilakam, along with the Chera and Pandya, the dynasty ruled over various areas until the 13th century CE. The Cholas were great warriors who expanded their empire through military might. They were active participants in the Hindu cultural influence seen today in Southeast Asia.